Hi everyone! I had some people asking me about how I achieve this random variation for my enemies, and I decided to create a little tutorial explaining my process. If you know a different way to do it, please share it in the comments and I'll be more than happy to check it out and learn something new. So I want to show here how I did it. The most important thing happens in your 3D software. So the first thing I'm going to do in my case is going to Blender. And as you can see here, I have my character and I have all the parts that I want to randomize as a separate mesh. So once you separate all the meshes that you want to randomize, the next thing is to skin the character with the same skeleton. So all the parts of your character share the same skeleton. This is important because once we are in Unreal, you're going to be able to use your skeletal meshes directly and you're not going to have to do any retargeting or using the compatible skeletons or anything like that. So after you export each part by separate as a different FBX, so after you export all your parts as a different FBX, we can jump into Unreal and you probably will end up having something like this with a ton of different meshes, and you can see here I have my skeletal meshes and then the physical assets. So far I don't think we need physical assets for each part, but it's something that when I did the import I didn't really check. So that's why I have all of that. So once you have all your parts and all your skeletal meshes, we can jump into the blueprint. And here, as you can see, I have my placeholder for the skeletal mesh. And this placeholder, I'll call it like this because this is a class that I'm using as a parent. But I mean, you can do it in a different way. You don't have to follow as I did it. You just need the skeletal mesh with, let's say, the common mesh that it's going to be shared with all the variations, and I can show you here very fast how it looks. I just need to unplug this node here very fast. So this is the common mesh that all my variations are going to share. And as a children, I have all the parts. I did it as a children because I feel it gets more organized, but it doesn't need to be like this. That's up to you. So once we have all of these parts, if I make them visible again, you can see they are following the animation, and this is because you need to set a pose leader. And this is done in the construction script. And as you can see here, I have my base mesh or the common mesh. Then I take the node and I set the leader pose component. And then all the children are here and are set following this skeletal mesh. So if I compile now, we can jump into the viewport. And as you can see, they are being animated as well. This is why it was very important that all the parts are sharing the same skeleton. So once we got here, the only thing that it's left to do is to create the randomization, and this is created here on this function that I call Randomizer. And this is a very simple function, but I'm gonna be explaining what I'm doing part by part. So as you can see here, I have all my children, including the hair, and I'm setting the visibility to none. I do that because then I'm gonna, later I have a condition that is gonna turn on or off the visibility. Then I'm saving all the meshes that I want to randomize in this array. If you pay attention, you can see the hair is not part of that because the hair is going to be done with a special condition that I'm going to explain just now. So as you can see here, I have two conditions, and both conditions are based on a 50% chance. Obviously, you can change this chance to anything that you want. The way it works is the random float gets a number between 0 and 1. And then what I do here, you check if it's bigger or smaller. If you want a less chance, you can do 0.1, 0.2 for a 10 or a 20%. So whatever works for your project, you can just change the percentage here. So in this condition, what I'm checking is, okay, is the enemy wearing a helmet or not? If it's wearing the helmet, we're gonna go this route. If it's not wearing a helmet, then I do another check and check the chance to have hair or not. So in two conditions, we are already creating three different variations. One with helmet, one with hair, and one totally bald. Once I deal with the hair, I have this loop with all the rest of the meshes, and then what I do in each loop, it's I check again with a 50% chance to be visible or not. So as you can see here, the randomization is super basic. And at the end of the loop, I do a random hair variation, but that's something I do for my character. You probably don't need to do that, or you don't want to do that, so this is not part of the tutorial, let's say. And that's it. Basically, you can see, yeah, the randomization function, it's just this, nothing too complicated. This is a very basic tutorial that I want just to share my process for people that it's new or doesn't have an idea how to start about randomizing stuff. And then again, you can use the same kind of process to randomize anything, other characters, static meshes, parts of the environment, it's whatever you want. I hope that was useful. And again, if you know a better way to do it, please just share it in the comments and I'll be more than happy to check it out. I think, yeah, that's it for now, and see you soon.